The ultimate asset to give you the next level of achievement that you want in the dating world, to give you literally a biological leg up, is you've got to have a hot body, okay? With my recent trips back to the United States of Wales, America, holy, how did everybody get so fat? What in the has happened to America? And I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you exactly how everybody got so fat. It's a combination of multiple things. But one of my favorite lies and deceptions to talk about here. Who remembers this terrible infographic? Who remembers the American food pyramid? Oh God, what a piece of... Okay, can I make this big? Who remembers this food pyramid? Does everybody remember that? Like in the United States, we were talking about, yes, you gotta eat your grains, right here. Talking about 6 to 11 servings of bread, cereal, rice, and pasta per day. Could you guys imagine eating 11 cups of rice every single day? 11 slices of bread, 11 bowls of cereal. This explains to us really why so many Americans are diabetic or pre-diabetic. Being fat, all right, and that's overweight and or obese, is not a good lifestyle choice, okay? There are so many different things I can just go into talking about how terrible this is. But if you want to be a guy that has a good sex life, an above average sex life, you have to realize this. Obesity is on a rise on a global scale, okay? Because as sedentary lifestyles, all right? And sedentary means that your life is like, basically you're not doing a lot of work. Like you're not a construction worker, you're not laying tile, you're not doing roofing, you're not doing landscaping, you're not physical education teacher. Sedentary lifestyle is like it's the typical job. You're 9 to 5 office worker, you go to the office and you sit down in front of your computer and you type your soul away. This is such a just overall terrible lifestyle to engage in, first and foremost. And then secondly, not only is it terrible overall, but it's terrible for your physical health, and it's also terrible for your mental health. I was watching the Joe Rogan Experience, which we're going to do a little review here later of one of his episodes. He says, you wake up, what do? You go, you sit down in your car, you sit in traffic, you sit. Then you walk to your office. What do? You sit down. You're sitting all day. You're sitting. Then what do? You go to lunch and you sit down. And then you go back to your desk and you sit down. Then you go home, you sit in front of the TV and you sit down. And then you eat and you're sitting and you're eating and you're sitting and you're eating and you're sitting and you're eating and you're sitting. All you're doing is just stacking on the calories. And as more and more people get basically fatter from lack of education or just lack of giving a hot body is becoming more and more valuable. There's something to be said about it, okay? Now, I have never been in like super ultra shredded mode, okay? I've never been that super, super shredded or super, super lean, right? The leanest I've ever gotten was like 13% body fat. And the visceral reaction you get from women is truly, truly interesting. Now, I never got it to the level that some of my friends, like some of my other player friends, right? Because, when you're a player, you get your other players, you exchange stories and stuff. Like Proud Masculine, we talked about it when I coached him, and then, he became the man who he is now. He would tell me that, because he's really shredded. He's like shredded. His abs are out. He's probably walking around like 10 to 8% body fat. Really smart guy. Drinks raw eggs in the morning. Drinks green smoothies. Very, very, very intelligent guy when it comes to fitness and just getting in peak shape. And he's 43 or 42. He is absolutely in incredible shape. Like when you're very shredded like that, women have like this visceral sexual attraction to you. And I think Richard Cooper talks about it too when he has interviewed, or he was reading the story of a male stripper. This guy he was just telling me that the women would basically like almost rape him. They would grab his crotch. They would, rip his shirt off and start licking his stomach. It's truly remarkable to see this. It really is. I've never gotten to the point where I've had girls like sucking on my nipples and chest before, but he was telling me a whole different level. And Joe from Proud Masculine was telling that, and my pal Rob as well, right? If you can get down to 10% body fat and you're lean and you're looking good and you have your fashion in check, I'm telling you, the world is your dating oyster. There is no limit to how good you can milk the dating marketplace. There's just no limit. I mean, getting in shape, especially like with obesity and being overweight growing on a daily basis, it breaks my heart when I see like these little fat kids running around, like, a little 8-year-old and he weighs like 100 pounds. You're like, Jesus Christ, your parents fucked up. But, going back to just, talking about the average guy, this is the ultimate asset for your sex life. When you look good, you have to realize this too. Guys, this is what women idolize, okay? And let me show you something too, okay? You don't need to be super, super jacked. If you had to make two choices, whether looking like Thor or looking like Spider-Man, you're way, way better off just with the Spider-Man look. Not only is it easier to get to, but as long as you get shredded, if you get down to like, obviously, like taking a look here, like a great example is Brad Pitt in Fight Club, right? Now, right here, this is also based on his body type, but this body fat right here is probably pretty low. It's probably like 10%, if not low, right? You got the V taper lines here, right? This is really good too. You got the abdominal showing. Right here, this is good. This is good as well. If you can just look like this, you don't need to look like completely hulked out like Lee, but if you just look like this, and this is very achievable through just discipline. Somebody in the comments mentioned it, discipline over motivation. It's 150% true. Okay. And we got Savage Commentary saying, got to see those legs. No, you don't. No, you don't. I'm telling you, that is literally what you have to achieve. It doesn't matter. If you look like that, your legs can look like toothpicks. They're going home with you. Women will make all sorts of excuses to just rationalize their insane attraction to you. Okay? And the reality is, just keep fat off of you. Just keep fat off of you. Okay? Okay, and I got a lot of guys telling me like big legs and stuff. Listen, I get what you're saying, but you're missing the forest for the trees. Okay, a low body fat percentage is what you need. Okay, muscles, yes, definitely. Okay, if you have to compare to between like having muscles and a little bit of fat or having less muscle but you're also lean, take the lean. Lean all day, every day. Okay? These girls, they go absolutely ape for you. You can get into really good shape after like, if you're serious and strict with your dieting, 4 months. If you're kind of a jack off and you're kind of being, not as strict or whatnot, and you're just kind of, half-assing it, but you're still going to the gym. As long as you go to the gym every day, that right there is a huge leg up on the rest of the world. But if you go to the gym and you diet and properly, balance your sugar intake and all this crap, dude, you're going to get a light year difference of attention, okay? You're going to get light years in difference if you have game and you're actually in the dating market to actually have sex with girls. Man, I'm telling you, you're going to get so much action because the reason is as people get fatter, the fit body is going to get more and more rare, okay? More and more rare. A great example of this is the man, the myth, the legend himself, Myron Gaines. This guy is, take a look at this, okay? Now, Myron is a big motherfucker too. He is 6'3", and he looks like this in real life. He is giant. But look at this. He's not super jacked. Okay? He doesn't have like huge tanked legs. He doesn't have huge chests. He doesn't have like gigantic bulging arms. But to women, this is like the male ideal right here. This is what you want to look like. Okay? This is here. This is just an example too. Like this was him a couple years ago. And then this is him now. Okay? And this guy is in demand. And he's in Miami. I'll just say that. He's in Miami and he is in peak demand. And he is just, let's just say he's doing very well for himself. Let's keep it at that. Here's our buddy Joe at Proud Masculine. This is the guy I was talking about. I don't know if he has he's just coming off a shoulder surgery. But let me see if there's any fitness pics of himself. See, look. This is Joe, so I'm talking about. You see, this is all you need to achieve right here. This right here is, if you have this plus game, it's game over for the ladies. They are 150,000% coming for you. Look at this guy. 405 deadlift. What a beast. What a monster. 43 years old, just murdering the game. Absolutely murdering the game. Is there any more photos of him? Okay. But that right there, that's just some examples of what you can do.